Hello, and welcome to the Rugby preview of round six of Pro Day Deux. We didn't quite have enough time on the podcast this week with our stories of going to watch Pro Day Deux last week in France, and we kind of ran out of time to preview this round. Couple of intriguing ones in this, Rich. So Dax host Van, that is the FR UK game. You can watch that over on the FR UK Rugby YouTube channel. Our friends there. Check it out Thursday evening. Fantastic. Brive host Oyonnax. Béziers host Carcassonne. Béziers, who we saw last week on Thursday and were pretty poor. Biarritz host Aurillac. Coulommiers, top of the league, host fellow kind of high risers Agen. Nevers host Soyo-Angoulême. Valence host Mont-de-Marsan, sorry. And Grenoble, in a bit of strife perhaps, host Provence. Give me your predictions, Richard, for those eight
Oh,
fixtures.
right. Again, what have I got here? I have. So I think Van will win away down at Dax. I think Brive, yeah, Brive over Oyonnax. Béziers to beat Carcassonne. Biarritz, Colomiers, Nevers, Valence. All yeah, all feeling a bit home winsy. I feel a bit ill. I'm going for Provence at Grenoble, given some of the mad stories coming out of there this week. If ever there was a week to upset a strong home side, it's going to be this one. And I wonder if Provence will smell a bit of blood. Yeah, that's me.
I don't think Provence have got the minerals to smell blood. I don't. I think they're soft mentally. I'm getting out of there. No, I think Grenoble will play. I mean, there's rumours that they won't even go ahead because the players are on strike because the attack coach or backs coach
It's been
had
suspended.
has been suspended and is about to be sacked apparently because he had an altercation with the medical staff. The players have backed him and gone on strike. However, I think they will play, and I think they are too good at home, and Provence are too bad away from home. And it's a Friday night. That we know the 9 p.m. Friday game is a tough one for away sides. I just think Grenoble, their home record last year was so strong, and they showed up pretty well against Brive last week away. I think Grenoble will still have enough. And I haven't seen enough
Fair.
from Provence away from home. I haven't seen anything from Provence away from home to suggest they can be any good. Not at Stade Maurice David. The first game, the FR UK game, I will do a separate preview of this, so check out for that on the channel. But Van, we've seen the team; they have gone fairly strong, which is a long old way. Van to Dax, and Dax are bottom of the table. You'd think they might go a little bit weaker, but Lafarge, Calamafoni, Boutier, Michael Ruru, all the bit, Dave Cherry, loads of big players playing for Van. Dax still struggling a little bit. We're going to go for Van. Van also got a good way win at Aurillac last week as well. Another tough place
Yeah.
to go. The controversial or the trickier ones, Rich. I think Brevoy and I would pretty much agree on that. I've gone for. Have I? I've gone for Carcassonne against Béziers. I know Béziers are quite shit away, as we've said, and they are really good at home. They can really turn it on at home. I think Carcassonne are building well, and I think Béziers were poor enough last week with quite a strong side to suggest that they're not quite there at the moment. So I'm going for Carcassonne in that one. I was tempted to go for Aurillac away at Biarritz, but Biarritz have such a strong home record that I'm going to go for them.
Yeah.
Also thought about Angoulême. Um, and I also thought about Stade Montois away at Valence, but I think Valence's home record has been phenomenal so far this season, and actually the last few seasons. They seem to be playing with loads of confidence in front of the 16th damier, the 16th checkerboard. Um, any kind of controversial ones for you, Rich? I can tell you
No,
actually.
not.
Put a niche accumulator on, or I've looked at the odds. Carcassonne are 12-1 to win that game. I'm surprised it's such long odds with Sky Bet. I think that,
Bezier have been what 30 plus points both their home games,
yeah,
so I'm not that surprised by that.
yeah, they are
I don't
1 to 33 to win that game.
I don't think I think there's anything too controversial in there. I think there's a couple of fixtures that maybe last season, like Angoulême away at Nevers, you would have maybe felt, but I think we were saying in the pod, I don't think we've seen that much from Angoulême thus far, and Nevers have actually been pretty good
Yeah, yeah. Pack's pretty solid.
Consistently. Mont-de-Marsan at Valence, like again, I don't really. Stade Montois have had a poor start to the
This is
season.
exactly the time that they win a game, though, isn't it? Like you think they're
Maybe,
rubbish, and then they pull something out of the bag. But yeah,
maybe. But yeah, I don't think there's anything. I don't think this is. I don't think there's that controversial. I think the only one that we haven't spoken about too much is Oyonnax,
yeah,
who Brive have sort of at home against a couple of the big boy sides. What they drew with Van, they got past Grenoble by 3 points last week, and Oyonnax were one of the teams we had up there at the start of the season. It hasn't worked out, but as I've repeated ad nauseum, they have been about a minute and a half away from a
full
clean
house.
sweep,
Yeah,
including games away from home. So perhaps they're a little bit of a dark horse there, but I do think Brive will be a bit strong.
I think there was something at the end of the coverage on FR UK last week that they kind of caught the huddle and they were talking about finishing positively this block because they've all got a week off next week. There is
Yeah,
a bye round in Pro D2, so I think they will go full noise. They're going to put some men into it, and I think, yeah, I think they know. I think John Cooney is in such good form, and with the full strength side, no Cohen Bosch, I'd imagine.
yeah,
But yeah, I think Brive at home they'll be strong enough for Oyonnax, even, and I still don't think Oyonnax quite know their best side.
agreed.
Um, which game are you looking forward to? I think it's one of those week rounds where like I kind of wouldn't be surprised with any team winning, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
even
know what
though
you mean.
it would be go down as a shock, like Dax beating Van, for example, Provence beating Grenoble would be a huge shock, I think. Even though they are two of the better sides, I can't think there's too many that would be like, oh wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, no, yeah, just
But there's
feels
a lot of
very
logic for what we've. I
on
think
a.
like something like a Biarritz one at home. There's a lot of logic to say that Aurillac won't win that. But yeah,
Mm,
um,
yeah, there'll be something mad, won't there? There always is.
excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Look out for our Pro Day de preview of the FR UK game live on FR UK on Thursday evening. Dax versus Van. I'll do a little run through the sides because Van have gone very strong. And check out the podcast next week when we will be running through an exciting weekend of Pro Day 2, no doubt. Thank you very much, Richard. Au revoir.
Au revoir.